Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Meet the Candidates series. My name is Jimmy. I am excited to be here today. I love hosting all these candidates. We have done this for the last 10 years, and it's always a lot of fun. And we learn a lot about the candidates, and we learn about the city of Cambridge. So our next candidate, ladies and gentlemen, Nicola Williams, is a small business owner, environmentalist, community activist with over 30 years of leadership, community organizing, and job creating experience. She is running a people-centered campaign for Cambridge City Council that prioritizes our youth and their academic success, and to ensure all residents, regardless of economic status, have access to clean and green spaces and the opportunity to own a home they can afford. Her commitment to equity in our educational and economic systems, empowering communities, environmentalism will deliver policies that create a Cambridge for all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Nicola Williams. Hello, Nicola. How are you?
Hi, Jimmy. Great to see you again.
Great to see you.
We're so grateful to have you in our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The feelings are mutual. Thank you. Tell me, Nicola, I mean, that was a beautiful introduction, but tell me in your own words, why are you running for Cambridge City Council in 2021?
As you know, this is actually my second run, and I'm hoping to win this time. I am running for Cambridge City Council, as you shared in my introductions. I am concerned about making sure that we have an equitable environment for all our students, to make sure that we support a business climate that is inclusive and diverse and equitable, to make sure that all community members have access to green and clean spaces, and to really, we have an affordability crisis in Cambridge. So I want people to have the best chance to be able to stay here if they're here already, and to make sure that there's a pathway for home ownership to improve their economic situation without any red tape or any hindrances.
Mm-hmm. First of all, before we get into the interview, I have to say I love your backdrop. I love the sunflowers.
Thank you. I was inspired for sunflowers. I did a project last summer. We had COVID at the same time we had the Black Lives Matter reckoning, and it was my way of sharing with the community a way to remember and acknowledge what happened to George Floyd. And so we've been planting seeds, sunflower seeds, thousands of sunflower seeds, so that in the fall you see all these sunflowers across the city last summer and this summer in remembrance of George Floyd. And it's a way to bring sunshine, to our community in a time of great anxiety and angst.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful sentiment. You're the sunshine candidate, Nicola.
That's right.
You are my sunshine. Oh, I won't go into my act.
It's in my DNA because I'm Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican immigrant. So, it's part of my DNA to emulate sunshine.
Okay, great. So tell me, what are your top 3 priorities here for the city, and how would you try to implement those on the city council?
So one priority is, I'll start with education. Sure. Even though it's the purview of education is within our school committee, it takes a village to educate our children. And I feel that the data is there. I'm concerned about that 50% of our Black and brown children by 3rd grade are underachieving. I'm concerned about the missing middle, the real missing middle, which is young adults between the ages of 18 to 25, making sure that they have options. We've pretty much stripped our vocational programs within the high school, and our seniors are graduating with substandard education, and not because our teachers don't care, and not because our parents don't care. It's because our system is not serving them, and it's not because of COVID either. It's that we need to do better, and we need to work together. I think it would be great to have more cross-fertilization between the school committee and the city council. One idea is to have the mayor's program be year-round, so that students can work each semester 5 hours a week, can connect with local businesses, institutions, work in a lab, or a small business or a nonprofit to really build their skills, their life skills, build confidence, and really have a chance to figure out what do they want to do next. I mentored 4 high school students this summer, and I tell you, the interview process, it was really sad because most of the high school students I interviewed were students of color, and they had no idea what they wanted to do next. Coming out of our school system, that is not acceptable.
Mm-hmm. Uh, just in that vein, what do you think about financial literacy earlier in the education system, or at some point in the education system, just so people are prepared? I mean, I'm still learning about finance. I'm still trying to educate myself financially in terms of investments and all the way economics works. But what do you think of that?
I'm glad that you raised that, because actually the program that I'm talking about, the year-round fellowship, once a month, we could have workshops such as financial education, how to manage a budget, mentorship, job readiness, really, touring a particular facility or space so that you understand what the behind the scenes are of operating a business, for example. Right. So once a month, resume writing. Our students are getting a job every summer, but they don't have resumes. And so this is an opportunity to really prepare them for the real world, whether they decide to go to college, and also give more options. I think we need to have more options. Every student is not going to be a scientist, and we have to recognize that. Of course, we need to continue our STEM program. I absolutely love it, but we need to provide more options. The other 2 priorities I have is a livable and a healthy environment. I believe that Cambridge should have, every single resident should have access to clean air and green spaces, not just in areas that are more privileged and have more trees, but throughout the whole city. So I believe that our affordable housing programs, does not include any kind of plan for the environmental issues. And I think that needs to be incorporated, because poor people, low income folks also our neighbors need to make sure that they have access. The third piece is affordable housing. I think we have an affordability crisis in Cambridge, and we need to come up with ways. For 25 years, we have not tackled that. And we need to come up with ways to tackle our affordability. And I have some great ideas if you want to hear them.
I would love to hear them. I'm an idea person. Hit me.
Okay. So there are 2 strategies. I have what I call a 50-20 plan. I would like to increase affordability in Cambridge from 14.5% to 20% by 2040. I would like to change the mix of homeowners and renters. Right now, we have 35% homeowners, 65% renters. I'd like to see that 50-50. There are 2 strategies I think we should try. One, on the rental side, rent control went away 25 years ago. I used to live in a rent control unit. 25 years ago, when I just started my business, I realized that I was at risk for being displaced. So what I did was I organized my building. We approached the landlord, and he agreed to sell us the place to individually. So I became a homeowner. I would like the same thing for other tenants to become homeowners. It was a chance that the city lost 25 years ago to tackle that issue. I don't think it's too late. There's something that we could try, which New York has done successfully, called rent stabilization. It incentivizes our landlords to offer below market rents so that they get a tax break to offer lower rents to people within a community. That would serve thousands of people within our community, and not just a few hundred or 1,000 a year, but thousands of people who are actually renting right now, seniors who are retiring, people who may have gotten a divorce or lost a job. The landlords are not going to adjust the rents, but if they have incentive, using the carrot approach versus the stick, they may be able to do that. Today, the New York program, 50% of the qualified landlords have taken advantage of it. I think we should try it here. I think we should pilot it here. The other side, on the homeowner side, right now we spend about $905,000 is for one affordable unit to build. That is the quote based on a few weeks ago for the Jefferson Park development.
$905,000.
$905,000.
I'll do it for 600.
It's really outrageous. And that's because the price of land is going up every year, and materials, et cetera. So the city is willing to commit $300,000, about a third of any affordable housing deals. I would love for us to see that $300,000 also be committed to help homeowners. Our homeowner program right now is called Home Bridge. I call it Home Underbridge. You can't pass it on to your family. You can't build any equity. Why not try what Harvard does with their professors, what San Francisco is doing, where the city becomes a co-owner and actually share the equity with that individual so that they can build equity, the city can build equity, and then maybe after 20 years, it could be partially forgiven. So I think that strategy would work. And both strategies, Jimmy, does not rely on building anything. We're not relying on building anything, but we're tackling the affordability crisis in Cambridge.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Nicola. And please give us your closing statement, your website, where people can find you, and if they want to get involved. And also, if you would like them to vote for you, what number? What number in the lineup?
Number one vote.
What number in the lineup do you want them to vote for you?
Number one vote. If you promise your number one vote to someone already and you can't change it, and I have not convinced you, I'll take your number two. But I really need your number one to get in this time. My website is votenicola.com. If you care about positive change, I'm not looking to build my resume. I'm looking to bring about change. I have the lived experience as a business owner, as a nonprofit leader, as someone who can work with anybody. I don't hold grudges, but I do hold people accountable, and I will be accountable to the people. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Nicola Williams, candidate for City Council, her second time running. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining us on the show, and we will see you on the campaign trail. Stay safe.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. Number one, votenicola.com. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.